Orders from the President, Saigon, April 1975. The humid Saigon air thrummed with the sound of approaching doom and the desperate whir of helicopter blades. On the roof of the American embassy, a Marine directed a frantic human tide. Below, the courtyard was a sea of hands, reaching for a final, fleeting chance at escape. This was Operation Frequent Wind, the chaotic end of a long and bitter war. In the Oval Office, the stale coffee hung heavy in the air. President Ford, his face etched with the weight of a legacy he inherited, stared at the latest intelligence. The North Vietnamese army, a relentless green tide, was already on the outskirts of Saigon, their tanks churning up the dusty roads. His advisors presented grim options, but the choice was clear. "We have to get them out," Ford stated, his voice firm despite the unfolding tragedy. "Get them all out." Back in Saigon, the first shells from the North Vietnamese artillery began to fall near the airport, a deadly punctuation mark to the city's collapse. Each helicopter that lifted off was a tiny victory against the inevitable. It was a race against time, a frantic airlift played out against the backdrop of a lost war. For every person who scrambled aboard, 100 were left behind, their faces turning from hope to despair as the choppers beat a retreat against the darkening sky. President Ford's order from Washington was a lifeline. But for the thousands still stranded, as the North Vietnamese flag was prepared to fly over the city, it was a lifeline they could not reach. The frequent wind was blowing, but for South Vietnam, time had run out.